We're going to be playing Jungleman at 100, 200 PLO for our Galfond challenge. We have 7,500 hands to play. Okay, that's him. So first of all, let's mark him as a fish. We'll 3-bet it. Bet range for small sizing here. So Jungleman had some trouble depositing. We're actually going to play 1020 and crossbook the other 9180 because he couldn't get enough money in his account. So unfortunately, it won't look as cool for the stream, but I assure you we are playing the proper stakes that we said we were going to. I think I have to bet turn, and then here's where it gets dicey. I don't like having the jack. I think I go for it, though. Yeah, he's not going to fold that. Well, turn and river are the 2 decision points. And I think, obviously, my play is fine for each. Like, if I'd had a queen, I would not have... Well, I wouldn't have bet turn. And if I had bet turn somehow with queen, I wouldn't have bet river. But unblocking top pair, I think it becomes better to bet. That's a really unfortunate hand to get 4-bet with. Ace, king, king is a jam. I think it's just a fold. He's said that he's going to tell me stuff when there's like a big pot. Had aces against ace, queen, queen. Very nice. Well, not very nice. Pretty nice flop there. I think I have to raise. It's like a super strong hand on the flop, but it gets dicey on a lot of turns. He says he had a bluff. King 10, 4-3 double suited. Thank you, Jungle. He checks to me here. Going to check this one back. Could obviously bet, but this board connects with him pretty well. Some nice turns. How do I want to play this? I kind of think that he's doesn't have it here. So yeah, I think I just have to rip it. Oh, okay. I actually was not going to do very well against that hand because I thought it was really likely that he had a big draw rather than a set, because when 2 straights get there, like he didn't bet flop, when 2 straights get there, you check a lot of your sets. Really interesting as to whether I bet or check. I think I start with the small bet. I'm doing really well against check call range. I can get it in if he check rips, even though I'm not thrilled about it. And then on a turn like this, my hand's really good. He will have some 2-pair and sets that are better than my hand, but I kind of don't love my sizing because it lets him know that his sets are better. So maybe I should pot. But now I just get it in. I'm probably behind, but I have a decent amount of outs, potentially. Deuce, deuce. That's unfortunate. Obviously, I had a lot of outs on the flop, but not looking good for me on the turn. I guess I still had the 6, the 8, the 9, and the clubs. As long as they're not board pairing clubs, yeah, all makes sense. I think if I pot, I might save some money there, actually, like I was saying. So kind of a fail by me, I think. Very nice hand here on the right. There's no raising on this board. I mean, I no longer have the nuts, and actually that hurts my action because he was representing that he had like a king high flush or an ace high flush. So I don't like this river, despite making the second nut full house. But we're obviously potting it. If he's tanking, I mean, he probably had the second nut, so it's probably a very bad river for us. I'm gonna go for the check raise. 7-4 deuce, I should do a lot of checking on. I like just check potting here. Any ace, 3, 5, 6, 8. Like, there are so many bad turns for me. And when he bets, his decision's basically made already, which actually is an argument for going smaller, to be honest, because, well, it's not necessarily. Basically, like, your bluffs want to go smaller. But your value hands, depending on how robust they are, can go either way. I guess we just pot. Bet check bet is pretty reasonable too. I think we have to go for it, unfortunately. I'm not very happy about it. I'm kind of repping 6-3 by pot potting. I'm not repping the 3 anymore, but I like to just pot turn with a 3. Like, I pot turn as my only sizing. And then with like some hands that have like 3+ redraw, I'm just going to go ahead and pot turn and then check back river if I miss. I think it's better than splitting into 2 sizings on the turn. And most of your 3s don't want to bet turn. He had a very strong hand, obviously. So there's no getting that to fold. That's unfortunate. We get 4-bet. I think this is a call, but it's pretty iffy. Interesting flop. I mean, I start with a check, I think, and we'll see what he wants to do. Can't really fold. but sometimes you get the stab. And so now he doesn't have jack nine. Rivers get so dicey. So he actually could have jack, like ace ace jack nine is a good hand to slow play on this flop. You just have to go for it. It's clear value bet, sorry. Ace ace king seven with the ace of diamonds. Makes sense. This is an excellent example of why here we are on the flop and we're not going to fold. It's 2.5 times pot remaining. A lot of people just open pot when they're not going to fold. But we would have gotten it in behind had we done that. And instead, we got the free turn and we got to get like a nice chunky value bet. Also, if the turn would have been like a 5, we would have gotten it check through again. So don't have the attitude of, well, my hand is not folding, so I might as well just put it in myself in those 4-bet pots. I like half potting my hand here, even though potting makes more sense because it's slightly deceptive. Could he ever check raise queen 8? Maybe. And also, I can include hands like, you know, queen 10-10 with clubs so that on board changing rivers, like I have board coverage. Interesting decisions on both. No clubs, no diamonds. I really don't think he's going to bluff this river. I'm supposed to call. I don't know. Good play from him. The reason it's really hard to call this river is that that's a bluff that not everybody makes because he beats all my turn bluffs. So a lot of people don't like to turn hands like this or like queens into a bluff. And then a lot of times I'll have queen 8 or 8-7 and people don't like to turn those into a bluff. Basically, my hand's supposed to be a call. I unblock clubs and diamonds and I have the turn nuts. But I think people struggle to bluff enough in that spot. But Jungle has shown throughout this session that he's very capable of finding the bluffs in those tough to bluff spots. I mean, obviously Jungle's extremely smart and understands the game well in all formats. I guess for the check raise on the ace high board, I'll do some 3-betting here, but not with this hand. So the check on this turn, like he's probably giving up, or he has a nut flush draw with an ace, or maybe without an ace. I don't know. Probably with an ace. Potentially like king queen with nut diamonds, which would be unfortunate. But and this is one where we definitely need to find the raise. Like, does he have jack 10? I mean, he could just have like king jack 10 with diamonds. It's important to raise spots like this because you do slow play some ace jack and some ace ace. And so a lot of people get here and when they have ace jack or ace ace, they raise, but they just never bluff raise because they're like, oh, I can't rep it. But you can rep it. And so you need to find the bluffs sometimes. He's in the tank. He calls with a jack. That's a thin call. Nice hand. I was hoping that he had king queen with no jack, but the jack X makes sense. And like, that's the blocker that you want to have because I'm going to have some ace jack, some jack jack, some jack 10 even, especially when you have pots, like I'm going to have some jack 10. Good call. Thin-ish check raise. So I need to be aware of that with my flop C bets if he's check raising aggressively like that. Left table is interesting. It's close on the flop because like you hate for him to have ace ace king 5 and just be stacking off on the flop, but then the turn is the 6 of diamonds or something. So this is kind of exactly what you want to happen, is the turn to be a heart and him to a brick heart and him to jam. Or I guess actually not a non-heart would even be better because now he could turn extra outs. He had diamonds with a double gut shot. He did not get there, so we win that one. What do I think of his play? I think it's good. When he turns a double gut shot, it's good. He's bet folding flop. One of the benefits of betting my hand, or sorry, raising the flop, is that I fold out some high equity hands like his. So we're pretty deep here on the left. Yeah, just call. The 3 is not thrilling, but it's not the worst. What do I think he has? So the thing is, if he has jack jack, he's not going to raise turn. I think maybe he will, actually. I don't know. Now is where it gets very interesting because I lose to jack jack. I beat 6-6. I don't think he has 5-4, but he could. Jack jack. See if like queen queen 8-9 too. This feels very close. He has a lot of missed straight draws. 5-9-8. No, he might bluff that on the turn. I mean, I think I have the best hand. Damn. Bad check, Phil. Kind of disappointed in myself there. I mean, I think it's a missed value bet for me. I think it's a bad play. And I think I need to step it up a little bit. Here's the other thing. He's not folding jack jack. Is he folding 6-6? without a 4 or 5 and with a 10-9, maybe. That's kind of part of the problem with betting my hand, but I think I need to bet. I'm not thrilled with the way that I've played this session thus far. I think my bet range on this board, I split sizing small and big. We go small with this hand. It's not the worst hand to go big with, but generally go small. Very interesting turn. I think I gotta just go for the fold equity. I have so much. I mean, I'm like a favorite against a lot of stuff. That is not my river. The problem is now he has a lot of aces up. And I have both flush draws and miss, so I think I'm giving up here. Let me think it through. Yeah, I think I'm giving up. I could check the turn, but then am I check raising or check calling? I guess either. This is actually, I think this is a better hand to check turn with, but then I just didn't know if I was check raising or check calling. Check calling is pretty good. I think it depends on how often they bet hands like ace 7 dry to bet fold, or ace deuce for that matter. And here I block all the draws, so I think he has value somehow. He doesn't have a ton of value. Like ace jack is probably not betting. Could I have the best? Could he have like queen, queen, jack with clubs? He could. This would be the craziest hero call. Because like he might bluff with ace 10-10 here, which would be unfortunate. I mean, it's definitely not a call in theory. I just feel like his, I don't know about that one. He said, I think he was bluffing. Ah, he got me. I was right to be suspicious. 10, 9, 8, 4, club, club, club. Yeah, I wish I made the hero call of the session. That would have been nice. Just couldn't come up with enough like air that missed. I guess I was in great shape. He had 10 high with clubs. I had king high with clubs, but he won the hand with 10 high. I don't want to play this one. I might just want to rip it in and hope. I don't know. Actually, no, I don't. I'm always concerned about my timing. I'm going to rip it in now that I've tanked because I think it looks more like a hand that was considering raising by the time I tank call. So I don't think he's going to bluff turn as much. I think he had the flop nuts. So I think I win, but what do I want to do here? I mean, I think I call. I kind of feel like I win. Although he's not bluffing the chop, is he? A set, maybe? I don't know. I'm calling. I'm not folding that. I thought that he would consider leading turn with a hand like that. But I guess, what am I? I don't know. I think it's a call when I can beat the board and I have a heart, but that's too bad. I'm trying to figure out why. Whenever I'm not bringing my A game, I want to think about why that is. And I think there are a few reasons I'm not bringing my A game. One is the stream and the excitement and the like all the setup. It was a lot to set up this morning. And actually, he had trouble depositing. I had trouble. Well, I was kind of having trouble depositing. I have a lot more than him in the account, but not as much as I wanted. So I was dealing with that. I was also awake at 4 a.m. I think he was, I mean, he didn't sleep well either. I'm quite confident given the timestamps of the texts that I've seen from him. But yeah, lots of reasons that I haven't been at my best thus far. Hold on the left, probably by like aces up, but not always. No, he had queens up, no straight blocker. So that's a thinner call from him. That's kind of, I would call his first call that felt like a read to me. I guess he's trying to leave on the small blind. How much do I get in here? The last pot of the day. Let's slow play. This is kind of interesting. I'm gonna bet because I have the ace of diamonds. He's not gonna raise. He's gonna check call with kings, and like then I get to check the turn. Not being a tough spot. All right, good game, Jungle. So based on starting balance, I'm up 500 and he's down almost 1500. So I think I won 10K. I won half a buy-in, so I won 10K.